Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Happy pre-Valentine gaming over here. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to bring out the flowers of peace at this moment in time because just going to give you a heads up. My name's Ray. I'm a registered nurse here in the United States. I have been licensed to practice as an RN for over 10 years. And yeah, what's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing? I just came back from dinner with a friend. And so I hope everyone's doing well this Tuesday night, getting ready before Valentine's. And I know this. I know. Thank you, Jennifer. I am getting closer to 2,000 subs. This is the rush for 2,000 subs because, unlike Foodie, there's all sorts of controversy. And I'm not going to try to get into all of her controversies this evening because we're just getting ready for Valentine's, ladies. You know, we're just over here having a little bit of fun, looking at maybe what sort of food choices we should be making for Valentine's, which do not involve a 12-foot Italian sub. You know, we want to talk about, like Lively wearing $500,000 worth of Tiffany jewelry to the Super Bowl. You know, that's where we're at tonight. Foodie over there burning down her freaking channel. And I heard impersonating English accent. So she's all about, Mr. Snowflake at the moment. So yeah, happy all. So I'm just happy to have 26 of you tonight because I know that Are You Serious is on. So I'm just happy to see you all here with me tonight. I'm glad everyone's doing so good. I'm just going to flash everybody up. We're all here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being loyal to my little tiny channel. Because I know Are You Serious is live at the moment, and who knows who else. But yeah, if you are just wanting to get away from all of Foodie's wild political statements and stuff at this moment in time, and just come over here and have some girl time with me, and talk about her, she's gonna go out one way or the other at this point. And so yeah, I just want to come over here and have some fun with you guys tonight because it's been wild. So I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's going live because it's going off in girl world tonight. It really is. So yeah. So her video's glitching, so I dipped. Whose video's glitching? My video's glitching? Is my video glitching? I hope my goddamn video is not glitching. It's Foodies. Oh, you love my channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate all 25 of you being here with me this evening because a lot of people might actually be. I'm gonna try to talk to the camera. A lot of people might actually be out on dates tonight. I don't know if any of you've been out. I went out this evening, because Foodie over here saying that if you're a YouTube creator, you have no friends. And I feel like I have a fantastic community here. So right here at this moment, I feel like I have friends. So I really appreciate that. And then I also know that everybody is just potentially going out, doing things, getting ready for, Valentine's tomorrow. I certainly, was out this evening, having a dinner and drinks with I could not believe it. Okay. There are still some good deals out there. So I went out, just a quick aside, and had 2 full adult beverages, a spicy black bean burger, and a nice whole salad. And the whole bill came to $25. And then I actually gave like a $7 tip. So I don't think there's many places, and it was fine dining, like nice restaurant food. So anyway, nobody's here to hear about my restaurant stories, but yeah, there's still good stuff out there. Happy Galentine's. Absolutely. Oh, Foodie, full of it. I don't know if any of you had an opportunity to take a listen to my roast of Foodie, but I roasted the bejesus out of her from her live stream the other day. And she's using words. I know she listens on occasion because she was using words like sanctimonious. So if she starts to use the word malingering anytime soon, then we definitely know she's listening to my content. So yeah, we're on the shameless push to 2,000 subs tonight. I don't know if I'll make it, but if I could even make it for Valentine's, I would be so happy. What's this, Pam? No, puppy night. Wait until next week. Oh, they're ridiculously expensive. Well, this place has the best happy hour, and it's really nice. I mean, it's in a listed building right by the oceanfront where I live. It's so, I promise you, this place is a gem. My girlfriend and I, or my friend, just to clarify, she and I have, ever since we discovered this place's happy hour, it's been quite a few years now. We don't go to any other place now because the beer menu of the craft beers from all the local breweries and other breweries is huge. I mean, they're probably like, I don't know, 20 beers on tap and all sorts of like, she loves the mixed drinks and stuff. So yeah. And she was telling me about her trip because she just went to Vegas and she was there at the weekend of the Super Bowl, but not going to the Super Bowl. So she got to see like all the activity there. So anyway, has anybody got presents for their dogs for Valentine's? Yeah, it was cool. She saw you too at the Sphere. So if anybody has ever, she said it was fantastic. I saw, we're just having girl talk here at the moment. We're just going to have some fun because I saw what was blowing off on the other channels. And, I just, we're going to talk about, foodie's craziness and get into the medical side of it and so forth tomorrow. Are you going to get some puppy treats for tomorrow? I don't know if you guys have favorite shops to go to, but yeah. So I'll share mine. I'm just happy to have 30 people here. I have a red bag. Try to talk to the camera. So I actually have a red bag. I think somebody once gave it to me with a Christmas present potentially inside of it. And I always keep the gift bags stored away. Dog don't know any different. She's a June bug. June bug, don't look. So I love to get the dog treats from Trader Joe's often, and then this other little local shop. So I might run up to this local store, but I don't know. So I got her. She loves the Choopy Puffs. And what else did we get? I think I have a toy that I have to add in here too, because there's a toy that's supposed to go in here. And then the chismes. She loves these. So yeah, we've got that going there. So yeah. And we got Salty Barbie going, because I'm sure once I see Foodie stick the 12-inch sub in her mouth, I'm going to get pretty salty soon. And then, obviously, I am a registered nurse. So, yeah. So, a couple of things we're going to look at tonight. And we're going to make Foodie fast. So, we're not going to we're just going to look at this, not the sushi. Why am I on the sushi? Oh, shoot. Hold on. I'm supposed to be on the... I'm supposed to be getting ready for not the sushi. We're supposed to look at the sub sandwich. Okay, there we go. All right. This is why. Oh, I am trying to figure out why she is talking about your horse gets treats, Pam. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Hey, everybody. Come on in. You guys not allowed treats. He wants to eat them all at once. Yeah, I have to break my dog's treats up. These treats are going to last a while. Let's put it this way. They're not all going to be ate tomorrow. I would probably buy these on the regular, but, obviously I don't have any, anybody else and to give them to. So I'm just going to go all out for the dog tomorrow. Why not? And it's not really all out. I don't even think I spent $10. So anyway, yeah, let's get this trigger warning off the stage so we're not just scaring people away. Hi, let's just bring Foodie onto the stage. And then we're going to actually take a look at, hold on. We're going to take a look at some Glitter and Lasers workout content. And it's really not to look because I'm not an exercise physiologist. I have worked with exercise physiologists when I did cardiac rehab, but I'm not an exercise physiologist. But I understand exercise physiology to a certain extent. So yeah, we're going to take a quick look at this sub, and we're going to then take a look at, some Glitter and Lasers, because I've been promising to kind of branch out. And as I always kind of say with my channel, my real focus is to kind of look at how these types of individuals try to use their status as influencers to really get innocent people to buy products or give medical misinformation, or potentially, like Foodie, could be exaggerating medical ailments in some ways. because she's very scanty with details. And so I did a whole thing today about malingering. Anyway, I just trying to start to focus because I have been looking at some really interesting things about individuals who do scam other people for gain using medical, diagnoses, whether they be fake or exaggerated. And so I'm getting more and more interested in this. And there's so many of them. And a lot of people send a lot of money to these people. So anyway, that said, but let's take a look in the chat. I just appreciate you all being here because I really do, because I know that, like I said, there's probably all sorts of people on all sorts of channels at the moment just popping off. And so, as I always say, I scheduled mine looking at other people thinking, oh, well, they're going to be on for almost 2 hours before I go on. But I guess there's just so much going off. And I don't get into the religious or any of the political side of anything of that nature, really, because that's not my area of expertise. So for people who are experts in that, and if you want to listen to that type of debate about what Foodie up to burning down her channel, then all for you. But for me, I'm not trying to touch into that area, just personally, because that to me is a toxic. There's two things that you always learn. You don't never talk about religion or politics, but I do talk about her religion in the respect that I am not a Muslim, and I therefore do feel that she's very. I wonder what her motive is sometimes. And I'll just leave it at that. That's me being polite. Anyway, she's still trying to get some cameo money out there. Yeah, you'll do the replays. What's this? She's raging in her. Yes, I know. Sue FFG. Well, this is the thing, okay? I know Foodie is a Canadian citizen, but she's not currently residing in Canada. And she also has a number of legal issues and tax issues in Canada, if I'm not incorrect. And so to bring a case and to sue somebody also in an international court of law, because she would have to either go to Canada and bring the suit, or she would have to bring it from Kuwait. And then it would have to go through the Canadian justice to see whether or not they would actually hear a case like this. So she can threaten all sorts of legal nonsense all she wants. She can raise all the money she wants. For example, if I say something that Foodie does not like here on my channel, I'm actually a US citizen based out of here in the US. Even though I have the British accent, I get it. I get it all the time. I was born here, I was raised in the UK. I've got two nationality, like a British national insurance number, UK for there, and then an American social security. So I'm a little bit more unique potentially because I lived in two countries in my childhood. But for her to actually sue somebody like me here in the US, she would actually have to take that through the US Attorney's General Office. And they would have to think that there was a warranted case to come after an American citizen. So I just think she's just blowing steam. She can talk all the nonsense she wants. This is what is so wild. They're both acting extremely immature in my mind. Foodie talking about 16-year-olds and stuff. I can't deal with that. I'm just out here trying to protect people who potentially may have followed her content initially because she's out here saying she's on a health journey and she's trying to lose weight. And she uses clickbait titles like, I'm in so much pain, my health journey, my weight, all of these different titles in order to bring people who are looking for weight loss or something of inspiration and go to her channel. And so my whole part of being here as a medical professional is to hopefully prevent people from, seeing it and actually thinking that she has anything of value. I mean, the girl is quoting Wiki as her source tonight. She's trying to actually convince people that Wiki. What's this attorney here? What's you got to say? I can guarantee you that there won't be any of that beezing ever. Right. Right. There's no international litigation. What is she talking about? Absolutely. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. I have a lot of attorney friends. Actually, you'd be interested to potentially hear that I actually was the nanny for a decade. Not that we share political allegiances, and this is not a political channel, but I was the nanny for a decade for the current Commonwealth Attorney General for the state that I reside in, which is a very, a lot of people find out what state I am. So I am literally best friends with the Commonwealth's Attorney General of the state I reside in. Not just the Commonwealth Attorney, but the General, who was voted into that role by the state, the residents here in this Commonwealth. So yeah. Yeah. She's talking. Oh, cool. Yeah, you understand, Jessica. I promise you, I have so many friends who are attorneys. I would dare. I just laugh when people just hurl around, talk about attorneys. Good. You know what? You can send me anything from an attorney while you're another citizen. Go, I'll line a bird cage with it because that's about the value. So this is why all these attorney threats and all of this stuff half the time are really difficult at the end of the day to prove. So you are in the end using your attorney's money, and then somebody may be fooled enough to actually spend money on an attorney to write a response. Wild. Anyhow, it's wild. You're laughing, Jessica. She's just coming out. What's this? There's probably in the chat more. She's just calling people out there. Absolutely, Charlie's mom. Again, it's like she's using YouTube as a GoFundMe platform and buying subs probably with it too, because I could not believe, because I'm not like a deep investigator into what Foodie does, but I clicked into her channel and I saw that she had suddenly added 800 subscribers to her channel. I'm like, what? Your views are down though. How could you be adding 800? Well, we know how, but it was like, girl, you're not going to get YouTube going to call you out for that. I have it that all the time that I just randomly lose subs. So she's just wild. Oh yeah, she went up overnight. I showed that. I actually had video because I don't know what possessed me. Because like I said, I don't try to document a lot of what she does. I'm really here for the medical misinformation and how she tries to use, sciatica and all sorts of things in order to garnish, money out of people, basically. So I don't like medical scammers. I'm more interested in people who are, faking cancer on TikTok and stuff and trying to, con good people. And she won't be the only one, or somebody who is, not really on a healthy journey and selling weight loss stuff. And that's the problem with Glitterandlazers, which we'll get into real soon. So yeah. She was stagnant, right? And then she just, right, yeah. And her views are going down. And she actually mentioned that she's not able, people aren't able to actually find her channel at the moment as easily as before. So yeah, they're not able to find it. So, and she had 6,000 views on a video. And for a channel as large as that to have such little views is not, her engagement is not matching. And it was such a massive increase after saying, such polarizing things in her community posts about the Super Bowl. You would have thought actually her numbers would have gone down significantly from initial people who subscribe more for her old Canadian beezing type content than somebody who's like there because she's now everyday Miriam. That's probably not the percentage makeup of her audience at this time. Well, the percentage makeup is probably bought. Anyway, yeah. Hey, vibe. Thank you. Oh, well, I'm so glad you're here, Tammy. And I don't know what Nightbot up to. I have no idea. What's Jessica say? I was just telling you, I was talking about people who wanted MS. Oh, God. Oh, it's wild, really. It's wild. And it's one of these things as healthcare professionals, and people are like, oh, you're not very compassionate towards this individual. And it's like, I'm not her nurse. And really, what I find to be my role here in this YouTube platform and trying to do it respectfully without cussing and blinding, I don't need to do that to get my point across. I'm far more educated than that. I don't need to use bad language. If I want to do that with my friends because I'm having a laugh, that's one thing. But to try to get my point across and use a bunch of bad language is never going to get my point across here. And I'd rather get people to want to come in and enjoy the content and learn something from it at the end of the day, and hopefully encourage other people to come back and enjoy the content. And I think we're getting a nice little community here, and we're trying to get to 2,000. So if you got breast cancer. Oh God, really, Jessica? Yes, the cancer scammers are awful. And I was watching some really wild stuff. And just an aside, before we get into this one here with her diabetes and all her problems while she eats carb every day. So it's very hard to have sympathy for foodie after an extended period of time. And I just hope anybody who is, having diabetes is not watching her content. So yeah, they want free. Oh my God, that's wild. Yeah, a lot of people suddenly, it's amazing how these like confidence tricksters, I almost like to call them, will go in and new towns and get people to be best friends with them, and will be taking them on trips and doing stuff that my friends of 40 years wouldn't do for me. It's wild. And they don't even look sick. I promise you. I've dealt with a lot of stage 4 cancer patients, and they don't feel like jumping out of planes. So it's just, and those who are not attuned, and people don't want to call people out if they're saying it's about their health, because that's a taboo. That makes you not a nice person to actually be suspicious. Oh, there's one case in the UK where the woman was just like suing people who even called her out, and she was scamming so bad. I mean, it's wild. It's wild. Anyway, let's get to this scammer over here. Let me make myself small. There we go. All right. Let me make Foodie big. Oh, okay. I mean, we know why this is wrong. We don't need to say. We don't need to say why this is wrong. This sandwich for a type 2 diabetic. And then it's all the processed meats as well that go in here that would not be recommended for somebody who had diabetes. From what I can understand from everything that I read, even if you were controlled in any way, it is not usually recommended to eat, the processed meat from the deli department. That's not usually what's recommended. It's got too many nitrates and, just the process and the salts and everything else. It's just not recommended, And she out here every day. I mean, she getting wild on this. I mean, she's been wild, but this is, and then just the whole thing. All right, let's listen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I'm sorry for anybody who's had to meet and, have people that have tried to, there's all sorts of you just have to be so cautious. So cautious nowadays. And I hate to say that because, I think all of us, and myself included, having been a nurse, are very compassionate people. But I've met people who've tried to play the system too. And that, they have other issues, but there comes a time where we have to. I heard Shakara reacts on her channel. She just lost it with Amberlynn today. She literally just says she's just tired of the excuses of people saying they want to get better, they want to lose weight. These are young women who have Foodie literally could have somebody coming to her home and teaching her how to cook healthy Arabic meals in her kitchen and make content. She has no imagination and she has no desire because she's got a whole other thing going on, man. What's this, Meg? Your husband is a diabetic. He does avoid the salty stuff. Nice knowing that. but eats it rarely. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that you have to understand that probably your doctor wouldn't advise for you to eat it on the regular. Everyone is going to treat themselves on occasion. If he's monitoring his blood pressure, his blood sugars, and obviously following up with his physicians and letting them know that he's having it on occasion, then I think that's fine, but obviously knowing that it's not usually recommended, too much of that stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I've worked with people with POTS before. Yeah, yeah. That's a very interesting cardiac condition. Posterior orthostatic tachycardia. Yeah, you have to actually have salt. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I had a young lady who I worked with for quite some time with hers. So yeah, he's doing well with more. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yes. Yes, absolutely, Angel. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I know. I tell you guys, I love my healthcare, and so yeah, this is always like, and I'm glad everyone. We're just gonna have fun tonight. So if you like this type of content, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, or just double check, because sometimes YouTube just unsubscribes people, and then you have pots too. Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. I know, it's very interesting. Not recommended unless that's why I always say you have to listen to what your doctors say. Okay. So yeah, just double check YouTube because they have a habit of just unsubscribing people who I know watch my content. Now, I will let you guys know when I release just a regular video. I just release it to the general public just to kind of get it more out. But I will post something in the comments in the community to say I've posted a regular video. The live should come up in the community. Yeah, from what I understand. I'm new at this. All right, let's just get to Foodie. Let's hear what she got tonight. Hold on, let me get past this cameo because we're not trying to promote that. Oh my God. So she got a backup sandwich. This is not the only sandwich she has. Okay, we brought the flowers out for her pancreas, guys.
Bye. Well, hello, guys. Hello. Welcome back to another mukbang.
Oh my God.
Some water here. Bismillah.
He has 2 sandwiches?
Comic book, cold water for you.
Oh my gosh. Hey, okay.
You're not getting it. I just fed this cat. Unbelievable.
Well,
you take after me or something?
Well, Foodie, if you feed the cat from the table all the time, girl, cat's gonna think it's got food to eat. I mean, you feed the cat. I've seen you giving the cat chicken while you sat in your streamer chair there. And now you're upset the cat hanging out with you? Oh, come on, girl. All right, guys, let's go over this meal real fast. Try to make me let me take me off for a second. But the only problem is if I take me off, I end up losing the sound of me in the mic. So unfortunately, my face have to hang here. The only thing that I'm currently, let me take the chat down. So we don't have that. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. 2 foot long Southern chips. I think she has, I think this is a 6-inch and a 6-inch. I think they're 6 inches, but they're very big citric subs. And she's got the chips. Okay, this is just all carb. And this, I understand, she'll tell us it's like a diet soda, but still, there is some current research that's being conducted in randomized controlled trials, or it's kind of difficult because trials that you think you could be potentially harming an individual in order to conduct research is obviously not something you want to do. So if people felt that, aspartame or any of these drinks were actually just causing harm, so you actually just have to kind of do it from other means in order to get information, but there is links or discussions around, and I think the research is ongoing as to whether drinking diet drinks, since it's kind of tricking the body about the sugar, though, it may increase the sugars or increase something. It just it tricks the body and not in a positive way. Basically, something of that nature. I need to research that. Am I blocked? What are you blocked from, Burgundy? What are you blocked from? Explain. I don't think you're blocked. I don't think you're blocked. I don't know what from. I've tried to get most of the bad behavior from Nightbot away. It increases the weight gain. Thank you, Angel of Gloss. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I need help. Sometimes. She looks positive. She looks terrible, Inspiration Z. She really does. Because she's been eating these very cold, heavy meals. And then obviously it's all been fast food. We've not seen her plating even in the kitchen or bringing out a chicken pot pie mukbang or even an unhealthy chicken carcass spaghetti. None of these things. All that she's been eating is delivery food, and it's all been this type of carb. And she even managed to destroy the sushi with just panko and dressing. And I had a very nice long comment in my post, if you want to see from yesterday's, explaining how she just was not eating sushi the way a lady in Japan would eat sushi. You know, delicate bites, you know, the way she just dumped. I mean, just fried food wrapped in rice, basically, with sauces and panko. I mean, it was so far from sushi. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is that she was kissed by fire is that, you know, she's raging too at the moment. So I am curious as to what her blood pressure is. Because her blood pressure has got to be elevating. Because she's not exercising. She's eating carb-laden meals. She's getting extremely stressed out in this apartment. She doesn't seem to be getting out and going anywhere. She says she's not bothered with the views, but I'm sure she is, because one of her last mukbangs, or under her new persona, if you may, had 6,000 views, which is really low for a channel that has almost 100,000 subs. It's really low. So anyway, all right, let's just see this meal. She seems different. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy, Blue, if she takes herself off the internet. I'm absolutely for it. I have so many ideas for content that I think people would enjoy and would like to look at with me, that I am, and I'm always happy to add new. I just think that the focus has moved to this person. This person is feeling kind of the walls coming on their con, and she's like feeling at a loss. She's in this apartment in Kuwait. We know Salah is not supporting her. There's no way in 1,000 years. I've been married. I've had a lot of boyfriends for 15 years. I've had a lot of relationships, way more than Foodie ever has had. Promise you that. I know how men get. She's very needy. It's very much a turnoff for men. And she don't have the money anymore. So she can't pay him to be the companion that she could at one point when they were doing the couples channel and stuff. And they were actually getting pretty decent views. But once that whole thing with the January incident blew up, and she returned back from Canada, because her Canada stuff was getting more views, because people were actually, her subs were actually happy to see her in Canada. That's what they wanted to see, kind of like the old Foodie. They're not into this persona that she's got currently on the internet. They're not into this person. They're not. And then now she's gone off on this ranting rage. I mean, I can tell you, I would be asking her, like, what's your stress level out of 10? 10 being the highest, because it really does make an effect on your cardiac system. And I'm not trying to be a little bit funny here. I'm being deadly serious. So yeah, she's gonna be doing herself also, and she's eating it. And I think she is trying to get more content for a certain fetish audience, and I've talked about this on my channel, in order to probably try to help with the bills a little bit, because the way she eats and the amount that she's been coming and this amount of carbs, and it's so unhealthy, and she's been very bedbound, just makes me think this channel is going in a whole dark direction. It's getting really dark. And I really think that YouTube should be watching her a little bit more seriously, to be honest. All right. I'm sure she got a cookie from the sub shop too. Where are the double cookie packs, Foodie? Yeah, and she's just, I don't know if anybody caught it, but at the end of her sushi mukbang, she said very loudly, ow. And then she tried to blame it on a tempura. And when it went into her mouth, and obviously it wasn't hot because the food had been, delivered and everything. So it wasn't hot. Even if it was a shrimp tail or something, I don't think it would be, how did you not? I mean, she shoved that whole thing in her mouth. I didn't see a shrimp tail popping out of that thing. Like sometimes on the tempuras, they have the little top of the shrimp tail at the top. I don't eat the shrimp tempura. I'm just saying, I see other people do it. Okay. And so I didn't see that because she's put the whole piece in her mouth. And then she said, ow, really loud. So something going on that side of the face over here. Something happening. She's missing a toe vibe. She's hurting. When did she? Well, Inspiration C, has she talked about that toe? I mean, I'm putting money on the toe going. I guess that will be another emoji of mine. Just a toe. No. I'll have a toe, a sad pancreas with a little ice thing on. I'll have flowers because we always bring the flowers, whatever's going from Foodie, like her channel views. Oh, she's shuffling. Oh yeah, she always shuffling, girl. Oh yeah, she's not. And I need to listen and tell up my stomach since surgeries and his again. Oh, right. Oh God, no. Nobody can imagine being this woman's size, honestly. And I've worked with patients this size. Okay. And she's got filters on, remember? So we're not really seeing her size. All right. Well, she stubbed a toe and she has been hobbling. And B12 is often used for neuropathy. And so I think she's being a little deceivious with her subscribers and audience as to exactly what is the cause. And I don't even know if she really knows the cause because she doesn't get enough follow-up. And from what I've been alerted to from people who are more familiar with that part of the world, is that in order for her to be having a physician and regular care and follow-up in Kuwait, she would need to be a resident. Otherwise, you're just a tourist. So why are you establishing a PCP? That would not make sense. Who goes to a foreign country on a tourist visa and establishes a doctor? That doesn't happen. If you're a student going somewhere, maybe. Or if you're going to work somewhere else, maybe. But to be on a tourist visa and try to establish long, care on the regular from a PCP or some type of provider is not going to happen on a tourist visa in Kuwait. So she can only go to these little clinics. And so she's not getting any correct care management while she's sitting here. This girl is not getting private concierge medical care. No way. Salah's not doing anything. He's not out there, doing Uber. The only thing he's delivering and Ubering is Uber Eats of that food potentially to her every day so that she can hit up the, I hate to say it, but probably people a little bit more on the dark market paying for her to eat this on YouTube. Because she, does really weird stuff like leaves food in the corner of her mouth and then she, licks it. It's all very provocative. And, and it's very suspicious in my mind. Anyway, I'm going to put it to 1.5 because she always talks this slow. I see the cat managed to get out. I want to know what date that she had. Okay, if anybody knows what date she actually brought Julia into the apartment here in Kuwait, I'd love to know because I want to put a hostage counter on that cat. So every day we go live, we know how many days that cat's been held hostage by this woman. No, he don't work. No, he don't work. Absolutely not. Salah don't work. He working foodie for money. That's his work. And he probably not happy that this, so she's got to do something else, okay? Because the YouTube, I've noticed too, I don't even think she's getting the chat money like she used to. I think that's even coming to an end because it was that, well, at the end of the month, she seems to get a flurry. But at the moment, it's not really coming in like it used to. So the only way she can really make any substantial amount of money, and she doesn't want to get caught by YouTube actually on the sites, but I'm sure she has communication with people who can easily, Venmo, you can, Cash App, Apple Pay, so many ways that you can send people money, on an app. She probably gets paid by people to eat this in a certain way, in my opinion. These are just my thoughts and opinions. All right, let's put it to 1.5 and find out what she's eating.
All right, so we have here Substop, which is a local Kuwaiti owned company. Substop, basically the same as Subway, but not Subway. And I have a spare sandwich, and I have a 6-inch. This can always go in the fridge.
We call that the backup, girl.
And some cheesy chips and some diet soda. Okay?
Diet soda.
So here we go. Mariam bite.
Okay. Why are we shocked you having cheesy chips over here and the backup sandwich? I would be interested to know if they have menus because she didn't really say what the filling was. I don't know. I don't listen to her always that closely.
Spicy BMT.
She got to get it down quick too before the
tomato
hormone release.
Olives, pickles, Southwest sauce, mayo, olive oil, and vinegar. I don't know what else. Well, guys, we have a ghost in here, or a djinn, or whatever it is.
Doesn't she realize? I keep telling her.
And mozzarella cheese.
Oh, God. Is it the ghost with mozzarella cheese? The ghost has mozzarella cheese? She got cheese ghosts in the house? How is Foodie the only person in the world who would have a ghost with cheese around you? I keep trying to tell her. It's not ghost, girl. It's those diabetic retinopathy floaters that you're seeing on the walls, girl. Get your eyes checked. You get floaters. You get floaters in them eyes. Get them eyes checked. She really needs to get her eyes checked. Like, seriously, as a diabetic and anybody who has a spouse, a loved one, a family member, there are so many checks that you need to start to be taking. It's very expensive to suddenly become a diabetic, especially here in the United States. For the amount of medical follow-ups you're now going to need to have with dentists, podiatrists, doctors, endocrinologists, medications, all of these things. That's why Junebug and I are out there every day getting in our steps because that's a really simple, easy activity. I don't think this woman doing any activity. She's sitting there. She's not burning this away. Wild. Right. Yeah, I'm not trying to get into this religious too much about that, but there are certain religions that, talking about ghosts and phantasmas and all this stuff is really not, considered to be very good in the religion. I'm not sure I can't speak for the Muslim faith. If anybody is, then, please let us know in the chat. I know that a friend of mine who is Catholic, she would definitely not be a fan of anybody. We had a real problem about this, actually, and this is a true story, because I'm Church of England. So I talked to my sort of pastor, and he's like, well, we just know it's, for fun, and we don't really take it seriously. We don't really get too upset about it, So in my, religion, we're a little bit more chill. We just kind of think it's, a little bit of, nonsense. For Catholics, talking about, spirits and like afterlife and all this stuff is like really not to be done. And we worked at a hospice place. And it was a inpatient, but it was a standalone facility. And we would often be there late at night. I mean, I would work night shift with just one other nurse. That would just be her and I. And often we would only be in there with maybe one or two patients who were at end of life. And we had some colleagues who were convinced there were like spirits and souls and all this stuff going on in there. I used to just try not to get into any of that stuff because I felt it was not appropriate in the location that we worked. And these were RNs talking this crazy stuff. Anyway, yeah. So I don't think they can see it. Yeah. Diet Catholic. Yeah, they are, buddy. I always say that I'm like a loose, we're a real loose religion, especially Church of England, Anglicans and stuff, man. We get real chill about stuff, But yeah, my Catholic friend, and I actually did not appreciate all that talk in reality, because it was getting some of the other nurses who had cultures and, certain ethnicities who did believe in those types of things. And so they were playing into those people. So I think it's always a really delicate conversation. And I think she's just trying to clickbait, and just, I don't know, she's prepping for a move out of the apartment because she is always, trying to clickbait to get the money, but she's got always, I think, some type of conning. She's not a great planner, but she may, so if we suddenly see her at a different apartment that's not as luxurious and across the street from the ocean, like she's living in now, because she'll be getting probably potentially close to a lease coming to an end, then she can move to something less expensive because she's not making as much money. And then she can be like, oh, look at that. I moved out because it was haunted. You think your eyes are going, oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Mrs. Morris reads. And I hear your stuff is really good. So I hear you get a really good channel that you read children's books. I heard that yesterday. I think that's awesome. I used to be a school teacher, so I think that's wonderful. Well done. Anyway, yeah, right. Church of England, raised here, definitely jack of all trades. Yeah, we're pretty light. But yeah, I just wonder, that's my thought now. I just had a moment of potential, just having watched this character for a while, that she's setting us up for her to be out of this apartment. I don't think she can afford this apartment much more. I don't think she's getting the content views, and especially after she just raged off the way she did tonight, I think it's going to get a lot worse. And then the Mr. Snowflake's going to come out. So I think she's getting ready to, and then she's got another visa run coming. I'm just thinking we may not see her in this apartment much longer. So if I'm right, hit the likes, subscribes. Happy Valentine's. Let's get on with her so we can see some glitter and lasers.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk around the house reciting the Quran. Remember the other day I was live streaming off camera and I saw a black shadow?
We keep telling you, it's the diabetic retinopathy floaters. Get your eyes checked.
This time, I was cleaning the bathroom. One of them. And in the spare bathroom in the hall, the shower, because we have two showers. One has bathtub, one no. This is a standing shower with a glass door. So I'm cleaning the bathroom and I get to the shower. And yeah, I know, Ghost, you're jealous of this. You can't eat this. I know. Even though when we get to heaven, apparently you're supposed to be able to have anything you want. Anyway, I get to the shower part of cleaning.
Oh dear!
I open the door.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
And I go in. I'm like,
did you hear that? She just had a big old burp. Did you hear her burp? Girl, you didn't even cover your mouth. Oh my gosh. We're going to have to go back and hear the burp, I'm afraid. Just because I know that's what we're supposed to do is reactors for Foodie. Oh, Foodie. Hold on. What am I at? 357. Let me go back to 3. All right, guys. I've got it as loud as I can get it, okay? But listen out. She gonna burp right after her food.
I open the door, the glass door.
Listen.
And I go in. I'm like, I have to leave for a minute. I forgot the cleaner, like the specific cleaner for like mildew and stuff for showers. So it's in the kitchen. I leave to go in the kitchen. I come back and the door's closed. Now, that's unsettling because onions too. I would hear the door closing. Like, I should hear it.
Oh, I thought I heard it. Maybe I was wrong.
It's a glass door.
I didn't go back far enough. But she did burp. It was terrible.
Also, I wasn't gone for very long in the kitchen. Less than a minute. Maybe a minute. Let's say. It doesn't take long to close the door, but I mean, I don't know.
I know. I'm sorry about her chewing.
Anyways.
It's hard to get the volume between the chewing and her.
That really did.
And unfortunately, I've sped her up to 1.5. So now the chewing is a little bit faster. So I apologize, everybody. It is pretty bad. Girl, anything could have shut the door. The cat could have shut the door, girl. We know Salah didn't shut the door because Salah don't live there. The floaters are why you see the shadows. Cat could have shut the door. Jesus. So tell you, she's making up a story to get ready to move. Just watch.
Make my hair stand up on end. Like,
I'm calling it.
When you experience something weird like that, it's a different kind of fear, you know? Than if you see a spider, because that's a worldly creature, you know? So I can't explain it. But I know I left the shower door open because I remember like looking around and thinking, oh, I got to remove the toiletries and everything. And I remember looking inside the shower.
This is your story? Hurry up, girl. We gotta look at glitters tonight.
Maybe I'm losing it.
Yes, you all. Who would agree?
Anyway.
Let's do it old school style.
I'll keep you posted. I should set up a camera.
Drop a 1 in the chat if you think Foodie losing it.
Anyway. I want to tell you guys, be grateful. Be super grateful for everything you have right now, because the story I'm about to tell you, the things I've seen. I was watching a series called...
What is she doing?
The most, like, insane, the worst prisons in the world. And the one episode I was watching was, like, from Madagascar.
How... Can somebody explain to me? How does she pick these topics to discuss while she's eating a meal? I mean, that's a perfect... Sorry, Foodie. You're on a great pause there with the sandwich right there. And your eyes... I don't think your eyes are blue naturally. Cut it out with the filter, girl. You still look swollen on the side of your face. Everyone's concerned. Everyone's talking about the swelling. You get it all the time in my comments, asking me about your swelling. Terrible swelling, girl. But how is it? How is it? Can somebody explain? You don't like her tone, Blue. I don't like her tone either. Thank you, all the ones in there. She's all right. I'll let her continue, but she's getting very aggressive with the sandwich tonight.
here my ignorant self is thinking Madagascar, thanks to Disney, is like full of cute giraffes and everything, singing elephants. I'm sure it's a beautiful country, but this is what Disney doesn't show you. So the prison there, actually, I learned that Madagascar is the only country where you can still get the plague. The plague.
Could you at least cite a source?
Yeah, like the plague from the hear ye days. That plague.
You mean
Anyway,
the
this prison
bubonic
is
plague?
inhumane, and I hope they do something about it. But that country doesn't have a lot of money on a whole.
Okay. Can somebody explain to me how is she eating an Italian sub in Kuwait? And she talks a lot about the TV shows she watched. She's got some very interesting things. Is she preparing for that prison time in Canada for the false reporting or whatever going on with the Natter case? Why is she watching prison shows? I guess she's preparing for prison. Why are you watching prison shows, Foodie? I'm confused. I'm confused. She's like dissing on the country of Madagascar at the moment. How is she able to just take any country that she is learning about and decide that she wants to say the worst things about it, with not ever having even visited that place, just from watching some show on TV? It's very uneducated in my mind. Just a little
I don't even feel bad eating this, talking about this, because
then why are you? I'm confused.
The prison has like a capacity for like 1,400 people or something like that, and it has quadruple that amount. Like, it's overcrowded, so people are sleeping like sardines next to each other on the hard floor. There's no AC, and it's Africa, so like it's super hot, and they get shut in the cell, and then the guard has to come in and tell them when to turn over. So there's a lot of horrible things going on. I'm sure you can imagine.
Okay,
it's hot. Imagine being like overcramped with like in one room with like 60 men,
not a good
all sweating
story.
and
wrap it up.
There's a little bathroom. I won't even tell you about that when I'm eating. If you get sent to the hole, there's no bathroom in there. You get half of the food that you would normally get. It's been described as literal hell. People just laying in their own waste all day. Nothing to do.
I'm laughing because the last video she had out, she talked about losing friends. And then I'm like sitting here listening to this, and we're going to get through this so we can have some fun with glitter and lasers instead. Because you, I don't know. I went to dinner with my friend tonight, and she talked about her Vegas trip. I talked about my wonderful channel and the community we have here. And she asked me about some foodie stuff. And we talked about, people at the Super Bowl and work and her house she's got that she's renting. Just a bunch of other stuff. All sorts of stuff. Stuff to do with us, stuff to do with gossip, just stuff. But not stuff about a prison show while you're eating. I don't know. It's a great dinner conversation, Reality Chica. Absolutamente. Same thing she did explaining the Heaven's Gate. Oh, God. She did that? Oh, God. I mean, I am shocked that people, I always feel very hesitant about how I title things or talk, because obviously medical can get really wild. Very wild, I promise you. But I would, try to trigger warning my content, which she has not done here. The whole idea behind a mukbang, from what I understood, was that you yourself would be sitting down, and if you lived alone, having a meal and sharing the meal with this person and feeling like you were eating. Why would you want to be talking about, the poop hole in a prison? And I don't really think her having conversations that talk about anything to do with toilets, poop, waste, or anything of that nature are very smart topics, considering what happened at the end of December and the beginning of 2024. And that has not left the channel. So she's just just doesn't think about where to go with her content at all. It was in poor taste. Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, sharing meals to other people. Not this. Yeah, this is not. Did RGB say something correct? RGB is very small. I need to see what RGB said. She says things that are very good. It's aware she's a prisoner in her own body. Yeah, she probably not aware. Well, I don't know. She was talking about being lonely and bored in the apartment. So I really just feel she's setting us for something. There's something coming. She always has a way of kind of starting to lay little clues so that her audience, it doesn't come as a surprise. And she's really been saying a lot of stuff about the apartment lately. And I don't think in a very positive way. And I don't think it's because she doesn't necessarily like that apartment. I just think her finances are no longer covering for that apartment. So, and she needs to prepare to potentially leave Kuwait at some point with the visa. And like I said, I don't think she's making the money she had been making. And her channel views are going down. And I don't think her super chats, and she may have good RPM still because of the number of subs she has. But, who knows? Who knows? All right, let's keep going.
The food, you get manioc or cassava. It's like a potato, but harder. A root vegetable. And it's so hard they have to cook it all day in just water. And the prison only gives the prisoners one meal a day at like 3 p.m. and it's only manioc or cassava root. One prisoner's been there for 30 years.
Because the napkin.
The worst thing about this place, there's not really any hope of getting out unless you bribe the judge. And most of their freedom costs like $100 Canadian, but that's a lot of money for them. Or maybe like 200 or something. So you get this one meal. Imagine being there for 30 years eating the same thing every day. A lot of these people could even be innocent. They're supposed to have a trial. And sometimes they go 5 years, 10 years without ever even seeing a judge. Imagine. It's like some of them is just like petty theft.
And to think this is what she was thinking about before she raged off on other reaction channels. So who knows what was starting to go through her mind at this point. Just everything.
The lack of human rights is
she's gonna move. How did you go from ghost to oh, girl, please don't lick your fingers.
I was shocked. I have no idea. This goes on.
So,
and it makes me sad. For them.
So let me gather. You were in the worst extreme sciatic pain last week. You were bedbound and having to be wheelchaired. You were in just excruciating pain the other day. That's what you labeled your video. And yet, with all of this going on, the result of it for your treatment plan is to watch, sounds like MSNBC or some channel on YouTube or something with the prisoner channels. I know they're out there because I used to see them coming up all the time on MSNBC late night. Right. And you're not doing anything to learn Arabic, not doing anything to improve your health, obviously, because you never are, girl. We know that. You're very not. It's not even about non-compliance. It's you just for whatever reason, whatever personality disorders, in my professional opinion, allegedly, in my opinion, obviously not diagnosing her, medical health professional needs to be in there, that she's got a lot of problems, man. So, but she's going to never be able to be easily treated, is what I'm trying to say. Because your husband works in a prison. I had family members of mine who were prison guards. And it was really rough in Northern Ireland, of all places. So, yeah. There's a lot of rough prisons. Why is she watching prison content when she needs to be? My whole point is she needs to be working on so many other aspects of herself that raging and watching prison content is not really what's going to glow this woman up. It's just not. And she watching this before Valentine's too. Just think of all of this.
Of course. It's so eye-opening. Like,
and this is her conversation.
Even when I've been at my most,
I'm gonna have to watch something funny after this. But we are
still extremely rich compared to a lot of people in the world, and I feel like that's not fair, you know. Of course, I don't have the means to save the world or anything, but one day I would like to.
When does Foodie think she's going to be able to save the world? I mean, you can make, I mean, that she's very childish. I mean, not to say that, but it's just that sort of rhetoric that's so sort of blanket. Most of us understand as an adult our ability to probably make an impact. It's probably more on a local level than a global level. And how she has started her channel and who she is intrinsically as a person is not going to be the type of individual. Girl, there's not enough reckoning that's going to happen that's going to have you change who you are. And you are such an ill health. Well, the only way, okay, I'll give it to you, okay? You are able to change the world in the respect that hopefully we can use you as a cautionary tale along with a lot of other people as to not what to do when you're either having a YouTube channel or potentially caring for yourself as an adult. Because there comes a time if you as an adult, even if you do have struggles, but you do have privilege to have been afforded money and access to care, and then you're refusing the care and people keep telling you to get care and your toxic behaviors continue and you're actually harming yourself. I mean, unfortunately, we can't, 5150 section you for the harm that you're doing for yourself, but you need a 5150 hold.
Think of how I can help people and make a difference somehow.
Anyone who understands a 5150 knows what I'm talking about. An involuntary psychiatric hold 72 hours here in the U.S.
It's not just Madagascar, but they have the plague. Like, there's a big risk of imagine the plague spreading in a prison like that with thousands of people. You would eventually get to the town people. Now,
do you understand how infections are transmitted, especially in unsanitary conditions where they're housing people in close quarters? Do you understand anything about any of this stuff? I mean, God, girl, what the Jesus? I know the Canadian education system is not this weak. I know that for a fact. God, you must have just been staring out the window at school. You learned nothing. 40 years old almost. All this time you've had access to the internet. Her hands are really swollen today. And that's not just obesity. This is stuff going on, man. Oh gosh. She's, if she keeps, I'll let you know. If she keeps raging the way she is, and she keeps popping up those blood pressures, getting so angry, and how unhealthy she currently is, and her diet, she is going to have an event that she's going to wish she didn't have, in my professional opinion.
It's because they have a lot of rats.
Not wishing that.
Rats have fleas. The fleas bite the inmates.
And I know it's going to happen.
Cockroaches, fleas, lice.
She's working herself up for it.
A lot.
Go get those chips done. God.
So
you already feel like you have.
I'm gonna put the other half in the fridge. I wish I could share it with them. Like, horrifying. So bad.
Well, the swelling is, potentially coming from a number of sources. It depends on where you see the swelling. different types of heart failure will exhibit. So usually if you're seeing a lot of extremity or like, swelling in the legs and the arms, more like that. That could be more from heart failure coming from the right side of the heart. Left-sided heart failure is like the classic congestive heart failure. That presents a little bit differently in jugular distension and then you can actually have incidences of acute uh, diastolic, systolic heart failure. It's very complex. Let's put it this way. Potentially that. Her heart is slowly starting to lose its ejection fraction, and she's starting to retain more fluid because she's probably potentially has unmanaged blood pressure. And over time, if your blood pressure is unmanaged, and now the standard is they want you at 120/80 and under to be controlled in your blood pressure. If you are 120/80 and less, then they are now considering you to be more hypertensive. And over time, if she is not managing her blood pressure, which I have a feeling with the way she rages, the type of diet she eats, the lack of activity she has, her blood pressure is probably elevated. And over time, that work on the heart is going to cause you to go into heart failure and can potentially lead to a kidney injury, which could mean that one, you're not getting fluid out properly, and also that you're holding sodium within your body and you have to dilute that sodium within your system. So there could be a number of things that could be potentially caused, along with the diabetes and the inflammatory processes that go along with things like diabetes. She could have a number of things going on. People have asked me about whether she, has lupus more than CPAP marks. And I've wondered whether she has kind of like the classic butterfly arrhythmia the other day more than just CPAP marks. So I just think that even though I call her a medical scammer, I call her that in some ways because she doesn't take care of her health, but she still wants to go on a sympathy from people and potentially exaggerate other symptoms that she has. It's very difficult to tell with this person, but I can tell you with experience and her age, how she eats, the fact that she did actually have a time where she was using cocaine, that would also put damage on the heart as well. That's one of the reasons, the biggest causes of heart attacks for men in their 30s and young people in their 30s. If they're having cardiac events, it's either for men, it's either cocaine use or from use of steroids for exercise and bodybuilding. Those will be or a lot of times they do them together. So she's not exercising. And if you're not using that heart muscle, because the heart has to be used and you're very sedentary, your heart will, and your blood pressure going up because it's having a harder time trying to pump that blood around your body. So it's just going up and up and up. Then you're going to start to have heart failure. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. I got into my, oh yeah, it's terrible. It's gonna be really bad. Oh, 140. She'd be lucky to be 140, girl. She'd be lucky to be 140. That would be control with medication for her. Way she was raging out today, I would say she was hitting up the 200s, over 90. I wouldn't. I've seen these blood pressures on these people. She's easily sitting 157, 160, over 90 consistently and waking up in the morning. On the rage, she is going to be much higher than that. Much higher. I can promise you, I've had a time when I have great blood pressure. I use no medications. I'm 54 years old. I've never had to be on blood pressure medications. I usually run 110 over like 60. In fact, I get so low. Like I go actually into like 96/60 sometimes. I can get real low. And that's because I'm athletic blood pressure, okay? I'm very used to it. It freaks other sometimes practitioners out, but once I tell them how much I run and stuff like that, they're like, "Oh, okay." This young lady has got ragingly high blood pressure, not managed, and it's going to be doing a lot of damage in her heart. Even more so than the diabetes. The heart stuff and the way she just goes off. Anyway, Adrienne has something to say. That's okay. Hi, right? Hands without veins, knuckles, and tendons. Yes, exactly. I would love, the only real sort of way for us to test for like fluid and edema on her, and there's pitting and non-pitting edema. And both are for very different causes. And I wrote a paper on it, and I'm kind of like, oh God, now I'm wanting my paper. But anyway, when you actually press into people and remove your finger and you have an indentation and it holds in there and it goes certain depths, we're able to see the edematous. And there's non-pitting, and there's other reasons why it happens that way. And so I would be very curious to press her hands and see if it left a finger mark or any blanching, anything in that nature, and actually see, how she's pitting. We haven't seen the legs or anything, her feet, anything. She's not been seen walking. We haven't seen her with anything. And Adrienne, I really appreciate that little chat there. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it more than you realize. And I think YouTube likes to see people interact that way. Anyway, let's finish her out. She got a couple of minutes, and then we'll look at Glitter and Lasers workout. I got questions about that for her help. Yeah.
And there's a women's side of the prison, and they have their babies there with them. But the women form a community, and they help each other out. So, and they usually have like family members who bring them some food, and they all share. They all cook and share. Some of the inmates, you're lucky if you have family. A lot of the inmates have family who bring them food and water and clothes and stuff like that. Or if you have money, they do sell food there. But if you have no family and you have no money, that's when it's dire, So I feel bad for those people.
Okay. That's an interesting comment to make, Foodie, about people having no food or no family and no money and in a dire situation, because I always feel like Foodie is getting herself in a dire situation over here. And these just the hands, yeah, Adrienne, that's very, yeah. I've actually had patients who've had hands that have presented to me like this. And not to say that she's at this place, but I had to one time, we had a gentleman who was at end of life heart failure at this hospice. We used to manage these very, very difficult to manage cases in the hospital and difficult to manage in the home. So we managed them at this particular location. And because your heart's failing and it stops getting blood flow to your kidneys, to your gastric system, and so on and so forth, it just starts to pick and choose where it's going to blood flow because the heart isn't working like it used to. Anyway, he was very nauseated because you got to think, if you're not getting blood flow to the stomach, you're not getting the peristaltic movements that you need in order to digest the food. And that's why people who take the Ozempic start to also feel nauseated, because it kind of changes their how they feel full. And I think it actually kind of slows the motility of the gastric system. And it can make you feel a little nauseated. And so he was always just crying for help, crying for help. It was very sad to hear. And he had hands that looked very swollen like that. And because he was so starting to fill with fluid, and you can't even excrete it because your kidneys are no longer working. So you can't get the fluid out. It's just, it's very sad. It's a very sad death. Anyway, not to bring it down because we're on Valentine's. But I had to find a vein. Right. I used to start a lot of IVs. So I know right here on this thumb area, I think that's her thumb. Yes. Is that her thumb? No, that's her pinky. I don't think she's, it would be over on this side. Anyway, on the thumb, there's like a vein that runs right down where the wrist comes down. It's like down that thumb, the radial. There's like a radial vein basically that comes down. And I was able to put an IV right into this man. It was like the last one. I remember even like looking up and thinking, God, please let me get this IV in. This is this man's last hope, you know? And I got it in because I just happened to know where the vein was and just saw it enough to get in. But yeah, that's bad. I'm concerned she is gonna have heart trouble. I already know she is.
To me, that would be worse than capital punishment to live in those conditions. Would be hell on earth. Yeah.
I don't know, living inside your body, Foodie, is close.
But you know,
everyone's saying
humans have, I heard one inmate say you just get used to it. Because humans have this amazing ability to adapt to most situations. Sorry, I have lipstick everywhere. A lot of people can adapt, you know, out of just necessity. And, you know, they say they block out things. They get used to the cockroaches. This is really sad, but some people make friends with them. And I understand that because I made friends with a spider when I was at a camp. Not comparing the camp to the prison, but
Foodie, no, don't go there, please.
Just that feeling of like adapting to the environment, you know, in a certain way, with at least with the bugs. Anyway, I don't know where I'm getting at. All right.
And I'm trying to remember the name of the book that was written by, and I know I have a copy of it here on my actual computer, and I feel bad I can't remember. But there was a very famous book written about by a gentleman who was in a concentration camp. And I can't remember the name of it. But Foodie, there's lots of people who talk about these things. And there's better ways that anyway. She's so terrible.
What are you doing? I'm trying to.
She's harassing the cat, and we're gonna move on.
Feather duster here. Anyways, guys. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it for this video. I'm gonna go put this in the fridge, and I can have it whenever. I don't know. And I wish you guys a good day. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Oh, so they actually. Oh, let me take that.
Today, I'm attempting to finish the world's heaviest.
Oh, okay. That's what content I get because I'm now looking at Foodie and Hungry Fat Chick and stuff to do some research. I did not know that they diagnosed her with an enlarged heart. Yeah. Well, yeah. She's not helping it at all by sitting and eating that stuff and not doing any activity. That's going to exacerbate an enlarged heart really badly. And if her blood pressure goes up, because it will with all that food that she's eating, with all that sodium, over time, when her blood pressure going over, what happens is the walls of your heart actually begin to thicken. And if they begin to thicken, then the heart muscle is not able to squeeze the blood out of the ventricles, either to go to the pulmonary system to get oxygenated, or to send that blood into your arterial system in order to send it to other organs and muscles and so forth. So, and then you don't get as much blood out either. So not only is it unable to squeeze the heart in order to pump the blood out, the amount of blood that then is actually dispersed into the body starts to go less and less and less and less. So your level of energy becomes less. And then so she wouldn't be potentially urinating as frequently because she wouldn't be getting as much blood flow to her kidneys. And then that could cause you to start to fluid overload and then cause a kidney injury. And then you've really got issues. Then you're on dialysis potentially. I mean, these are things that you cannot just leave unmanaged and just, you know, hope it goes away like that. Just doesn't, the body just don't work that way. Unfortunately. That's why I used to always tell patients at cardiac rehab that exercise and letting them know just to eat a very, you know, simple whole food, you know, Mediterranean style diet was the best prescription I could ever give anybody. especially, you know, if they hadn't already had heart failure, because then you're going to have to be on an Entresto. You're going to have to be on certain, you know, medications to manage heart failure to help improve your heart. And it can actually return your ejection fraction if you're young enough and catch it in time and make the lifestyle changes. Because I've had patients where I've worked with them for extended periods of time to help them with that. But if you're out there and doing what she's doing, and she's already enlarging her heart, and she's sitting there the way she is and eating, I don't care how much you're bloody raging or how angry you get or whatever you want going on, you're not going to be able, and you're going to become very lethargic. You're going to, and then on top of that with the kidney, I mean, she is setting herself up really for quite a medical fall in a foreign country where she suddenly won't be earning income on YouTube. And her residuals are not going to be that high because she's privated and she has deleted so much of her content. So any of the residuals, because she doesn't have many more videos than I have, and I'm brand new. So any of that income that you could get from YouTube for having, you know, monetized old content, all of that's gone. I would be very scared if I were her. I would be scared. That's just my professional thoughts at this time, especially if that was what was happening. Your partner bounced out. Yeah. Took a lot of work. Exactly. You can bounce back. It's not always, you know, if you catch it in time and you haven't done enough, you know, and you do it and you take the medications and the work, you can return your ejection fraction back. Absolutely. But if you're not managing it and you've been told and you're continuing, and the way she's eating and her rages, I'm telling you, those rages that she's been doing against FFG going to put her into a coronary, I swear, or a stroke. She's going to have one of the two. She's not active and she's eating that food and she's almost 40. She's not this young girl. She looks lethargic. She doesn't look good. Hey, Team Psych Ward. She's right. Her body inside, she has a ticking time bomb, Catherine. Do you think she'll live longer than a year? She keeps. I mean, that I don't ever want to predict. You know, that's a very difficult thing. But if she doesn't begin to really take it seriously and she starts continuing to be this upset and does not manage her diabetes, she is in a good likelihood, I would say, in the next 5 to 10 years of having a pretty significant event. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Because I worked with these patients all the time when I did cardiac nursing, all the time. So absolutely. You cannot continue to do, and she smokes on top of it and does, so that's going to cause vasoconstriction. And she doesn't need to have her blood flow decreased anymore because she's already decreasing it if she's not managing any heart failure. Yeah. Yeah. She's really, she's not managing anything. That's why I don't want anybody going to her channel thinking that she's a health channel or she has anything like that, because she is anything but healthy. So anyway, yeah, it's frustrating. It is, but unfortunately, there are patients that, and a lot of them have underlying, you know, other issues that make it difficult for them to manage their health. And she is very defiant. She knows better than anybody. She's trying to prove the world wrong. She does obviously struggle with issues of maturity. She's really got very few support systems. She doesn't have education. She really just is a lost soul, but she does people harm along the way. So it's kind of one of those things that you kind of want to feel bad for her. But like at the end of the day, when she's been told so many times and she just doesn't ever want to listen, ever do anything, you just have to feel like you just have to let it go. I've been frustrated by patients so many times. I promise you. Yeah. Net detective, 100% net. She's an anti-health channel. Yes, she's an anti-health. Anyway, if you guys want to stay, we're going to go quickly look at glitters and lasers. I'm gonna put her on. I'm gonna step off for a second while she starts showing you her workout stuff, just because I need to check something. So if you don't see me on the camera, it's just because I'm doing something with the dog over here, but I'm here listening. Yeah, so I did say I wanted to do somebody a little bit different just to kind of compare the two, maybe, of what Foodie's doing for her health. Yeah, she's in a deep depression, that detective. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the problem is that, and your health, when you start, I'll let you know, when you start to have cardiac issues, one of the things that we screen heavily for, especially with the PHQ-9 depression scales, is for depression. So it's not unusual to start to have heart conditions and have depression to go along with that, because you don't feel good. And you're obviously having, just all these other issues that are going to happen systemically because the heart isn't functioning. And I don't think people can always correlate sometimes just how much the heart plays, and that why, when you're having issues with your health, and you're not really addressing them, and you're kind of like sticking your fingers up at the healthcare system, and you really don't know how to manage your health, then you end up in problems like she's having. And because she's so unmanaged. She's so unmanaged. And she's had other issues that often may potentially be to do with her weight, such as her hysterectomy, which is something that I see unfortunately quite commonly when I did cancer patients in certain, patient populations. And Amber Lynn Reed, I believe, had the same, and quite a few others. So there's, anyway, I don't always want to be depressing. Like, they only get to drop it. She's by a lot of people to get tested and get, yeah, exactly. The only thing is that exactly, that's the only good thing. Oh, hi, thank you. Yes, we just finished with Foodie. We are jumping into glitters now. Glitter and lasers. I've never done her live, so I'm curious to see what she has to say. So let me bring on glitter. And like I said, I'm going to step away for a second. Check on my dog about something. This one's great. This is not very long. It's very quick. We don't know her, so we'll just go. Oh, hold on. And she goes running though. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to say I find it interesting because I was a distance runner. And so, I don't want to ever discourage people from running, but I think, I'll just let you know what I think, Like I said, I did distance running from childhood until I'll probably start doing it again. I had to have a break because I had some venous issues, some vein issues in my legs that are hereditary and just part from standing for work. And also I understand from running a lot. So I kind of, even being healthy sometimes, and you're putting a lot of work on your body, especially with the distances I used to run, you can potentially, for all the good, you may cause a little bit of harm too if you're already hereditarily dispositioned to something. But my leg veins have been fixed, so hopefully I'm going to be back. But I've been running, gosh, and I mean competitively racing and so forth for over 40 years. So I find it interesting to see other people when they start a running career. And Anna has been very problematic. I'm going to bring her to the stage. But Anna has been very problematic lately. I don't know if many of you actually obviously follow her, but she has been kind of saying some wild things from what I can gather out on her Insta stories, that there have been people who have been, giving compliments to her. And she then has gotten very upset that anybody is complimenting her. Basically, she's gotten very, very upset with that. She's very angry about people paying her compliments if she actually exercises. So you obviously, I can't believe how unconcerned the girls are. I'm healthy and fit, rolled my ankles out. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry to hear that. Yes, that is, I am always surprised. And this is why, like I said, I would never discourage this person, but I don't know if her running or run walking or what she does is necessarily a good plan with her just having so much weight on those knees and ankles. I mean, I don't think the body's carried. She would be better in a pool and working her and calorie restricting. And when I've seen some of the meals that she eats and the surfboard size lasagna I saw one day and the she eats a lot of processed foods. And I think that can, there's evidence to start to show that this is, not beneficial and can cause other problems because it's not real food that you're eating. As much as these companies try to market and say these processed candy bars, the Quest bars, and all this sort of stuff is good for you, it really isn't. It's not. It's not. They're always saying, "Oh, better nutrition." So it's no better nutrition than getting a piece of fruit or some baked sweet potato or something. All of this is just stuff for people to sell people, and because people struggle, and all they do is probably actually contribute to them not really being able to manage and lose weight because they're not learning how to eat in healthy patterns at all. She's still, she's real problematic, but she got upset because somebody complimented her. But I've been looking for the Insta stories on this. And anyway, her other big thing for me is that she really uses her platform like a marketing tool. So I think my big point about this is that always talk to your healthcare provider and just double check because these guys are always selling stuff. And this is not necessarily the person I want to buy a workout routine from. Not to say that it's not inspirational, but I would rather see a coach who knew how to work with people and give them correctly modified activities than this person doing it on her own. That's kind of, my point on that. And I think she sometimes seems to have people around her, but I feel like, I don't know. I'm just getting to know her. There's something a little off. I think she talks fast anyway, so I don't think I need to speed her up. All right, I'm going to play her, let her introduce herself, and I'm going to, like I said, pop up for a second.
A lot of you have asked me questions about how to get started working out and how to even go to a gym for the first time. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. You never have to set foot in a gym if you don't want to. In fact, there's tons of great tools you can use at home to create an exercise routine that's not only going to challenge you, but help you build muscle over time right in your house. So today I thought it'd be really cool to take you guys through what I use personally in my kind of like makeshift home gym to help me build my strength, my endurance, and my muscles. So hopefully you can find some things that might help you build a space at home that feels welcoming and helps you progress to a healthier lifestyle. Let's get into it. Let's start with the biggest and arguably one of my best home gym fitness purchases. This is a Flybird workout bench. You might be asking, why this bench? Well, I did a lot of research because I am in a bigger body, and frankly, I am terrified that a bench is going to collapse under me and that I'm going to get injured. So what I loved about this bench is that it supports up to 800 pounds, which means not only will it support my weight, but will also support me using my weight in exercises, that extra weight that comes with force. And I'm bouncing. This is so awkward. But you get the point. Now, I also like it because it's really adjustable. You can put it in a variety of different settings based on your workout. So if you need back support when you're sitting or if you need to lay down, both options are available. You can also work out at an incline as you challenge yourself further in your workout. Also, and this is probably my favorite thing about it, It folds up and you can hide it in a closet or a corner of your house. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. Unlike some other benches that support heavier weights, this bench actually can be folded down and put away. In living in an apartment, I don't have a ton of extra space. I don't have a permanent home gym. So this bench worked perfect for me. I keep it in my corner. I keep it folded up. And when I need it, it's there and easy to put back together. So for me, it really was a winner. Now, the other purchase that was frankly pretty much an investment, I'm not going to lie about it, but I have no regrets over and absolutely love are these adjustable weights. These are from Nordic Track, and these are my babies, my children, my workout compadres. I love them. Why are these so amazing? Let me fill you in. These weights are so amazing because they adjust from all the way up from 10 pounds to 55 pounds, which means any weight I need in that range, I've got it. And they adjust quickly and easily. And if I'm switching weights within a workout, I have what I need when I need it. If you buy dumbbells individually, it can get really expensive. Actually, probably more expensive than the adjustable dumbbells. Additionally, they take up more space. They can be cumbersome. You need a storage area for them. Whereas these I just hide behind my couch and nobody knows they're there. Additionally, I really, really like them because they allow me to grow and progress. I purposely bought the 10 pounds to 55 pounds, knowing that I don't lift 55 pounds now, but I might in the future. So these are future proof for me. They're going to allow me to grow and become stronger and support me with that growth. I will say, if you're not interested in building that level of muscle, there is a cheaper variation that's available, which I believe goes 5 to 25.
Exactly. I'm loving the comments. Hey guys. Yes, it's like a home shopping program, and she's littered with affiliate links. This is why I find this young lady so problematic. I have watched Chikara, and her form is terrible. Okay, I understand her form is terrible. She could actually hurt somebody who's in a larger body potentially, because she really should be directing them to work with somebody initially. I know she does, but this is, if they'd never seen her content, this is what they would be seeing. Like, oh shoot, just get this home workout equipment, let me go. She sounds out of breath when she's actually explaining all of this stuff. Because obviously what ends up happening, and it's unfortunate, but when you're a heavier person, like poor Anna here, your weight of your abdomen, and I think she has lipedema. I think Amberlynn has lipedema and lymphedema. So anyway, but her, unfortunately, it is just, a consequence sometimes that, the abdomen, it's got a certain amount of space, but will push up on the diaphragm. The diaphragm will push up onto the lungs, and it will literally make you sound out of breath just standing there. So she stood there. And she's been doing this weight loss journey for about a year now. And she really has not made substantial losses. So that's another thing that's like, girl, what have you been doing? But she's always out here selling stuff. Always, always. It's wild. Anyway, let's continue with Anna. And she's okay. This is the other thing that I heard on, and this is just alleged. We're galentining and gossiping a little bit for Valentine's. We're bringing in a new creator a little bit just because, Foodie is wild. I don't want to get into her. She's on Wegovy too. Yes, that's the one that they would. Yes, that would be the one prescribed specifically for obesity. Ozempic is for diabetes. It had a potential side, the side effect of weight loss, but insurance will pay for some. One of the things in the US, yes, the drinking issues. Thank you, Desiree. Yes, she has potentially, I've heard, issues with alcohol. And with her having lipedema, it's pretty much advised, since it's an inflammatory process, to stay away from alcohol. It's just, if you want to manage it well. It's unfortunate. It's, not fun if you like to have a drink, But if you I guess you always have to balance. Do I want to feel good or I want to have a drink, you know? So if but that's not a good. So she's out here again. This is why I just always want folks to be very, even with something like me, but at least I try to put my nursing license out. I talk about it, but I do have professional licensure. And that's part of what I hope. I did apply finally. I just said, I saw somewhere they said 2,000 subs. Oh, that's right. If you like this content, hit the likes, hit the subscribe, and please sub. Trying to get to 2,000 subs for Valentine's Day. Because unlike Foodie, I hopefully don't have to buy my subscribers. My subscribers just subscribe because they like the content. But yeah, Miss Anna over here. I'm not trying to be, but I don't understand how anyone would listen to more. Well, I don't think it's a mean question, Adrienne, but I think for anybody who is also experiencing and feeling in step with Anna, whether it be with their size or the struggles that they're having, then a lot of people might find, oh, this person says that they're also on a weight loss journey. Because that's how some of these people, I think initially she was about her fashion and stuff, and it didn't seem that her weight was part of it. But for the last year or so, from what I can see, she's really started to talk about this health journey more. And the difficulty is that her skin, everything, this is what, after a year, and to be honest, I don't see that she looks specifically like somebody. Amber needs to quit. Yeah, Amber has to quit the pills balls if she wants to get better at all. Oh, Amber, girl, I found some stuff. Oh gosh. Oh, yeah, these girls, yeah. So I just don't know. And then I don't think her form is correct on a lot of this. And I think also you're not getting the information about having a consultation. I don't know. She said that about a consultation with your doctor before you start an exercise program like this, especially with her audience. Maybe they have blood pressure issues and stuff. Maybe, they need to monitor their blood pressure before they start exercising because it potentially could be dangerous just to start exercising with really high blood pressure. I mean, there needs to be conversations around these things. Most of the audience are going to be a little bit older. Those are things you literally do need to think about as we get older. It's sad but true. Yes. Somebody said Desiree. No way she should be running or jumping. Well, Desiree, you're going to watch this girl running like she's trying to get into the Olympic team in a minute. She's out for the Olympics. Oh, gosh. She just doesn't. Her hair is all messed up here at the top. Anna, you look like you had a rough night.
5 pounds, and it is considerably
You won't like me commenting about
money, and that's
I'm
really because they're not as heavy, right? So you're paying for that extra weight and the design of it being stronger to be able to support that extra weight. But overall, these have been really my partners in crime in getting my workout together, and I have.
Okay, is it just me? Okay, my nurse senses are coming out now. Okay, okay. Don't just okay. All right. Yeah, she's damaging her blood. Does she seem like she a little intoxicated when she's doing this presentation? Something about it makes me think she's a little drunk. She looks very red-eyed, and just the way she's presenting it just, I'm getting like a vibe she might be intoxicated. Watch her real. Any of you are healthcare professionals out here? Anybody, and even any of you, just watch as she's doing her presenting and her hand movements. Her hair real messy too. Something is just giving me like she may not be super. Yes, Brooke, you think she's maybe drinking on this? I'm getting like drinking vibes. I'm just alleging. It's my opinion. I think she might be intoxicated. I've had to deal with it a lot in my line of work. Just watch her when she's still. And if she is intoxicated and she out here with these weights, man, that's even worse. Oh, she's hammered. Yes, Tress Tuhal. I think she's hammered. I seriously think she's hammered in this video. Just look at the way she's holding the weights too. I swear, because remember, this content just came out, okay? This is brand new. She's been getting a lot of pushback about the incident in the park because she got very upset when supposedly a thin woman complimented her. But there is stories I understand where an attractive man once said to her that she was doing great. And she was like all about it. And I used to have a girlfriend who used to be like that. Like anything about a girl give me a compliment or anything. She get real like irritated. Have a man he didn't even have to be that hot. Well, no, she like, hotter the better. She was definitely a pick me, okay? And not to be terrible. But we're Galentining. Okay, it's Valentine's. But she definitely like would get just crazy if a man paid her a compliment. But if it was a girl did anything, she would be off. What's this? Hiya, headed back to the start. Well, thank you. We're Galentining. Happy Valentine's wherever you are in the world. It's Dia de la Amistad in muchos países de América Latina y España y países como así. Entonces, de todos, de mi viendo desde esas partes del mundo, feliz Día de la Amistad también. Okay. I want to cover my whole audience. We got an international group here today. Okay, let's see if Glitterandlazers takes her head out with a weight, guys, because now I'm concerned she's drunk and she's holding heavy equipment. She makes tacky sexual innuendo. Well, she's definitely intoxicated then. Oh, God. Okay, I now think she's drunk and on the equipment.
Zero regrets about purchasing them. They've been fantastic. I've been using them for over 4 months and I've had absolutely no issues. So couldn't recommend them more. This strap is probably the oldest thing in my home gym. And honestly, cannot live without it. Especially if you're in a larger body, a good strap for stretching is really important. What I love about this strap in particular is it has all of these little areas you can grab on. So if you're in a stretch and you're working towards deepening that stretch, you can use these loops to help pull yourself forward to allow you to deepen that stretch safely, but also use the strap to like help you get there. Sometimes our bodies, frankly, can be a little bit in the way, and this helps counteract that by allowing you to maintain that pressure. Also, I use this when I'm doing leg lifts, when I'm doing any types of stretches that require me to lift my leg in the air. It just allows me to get a better positioning of the leg and just, again, be more supported in that exercise. I think that if
something off, I feel like something's off. The girl is wasted. I feel like she's like, something's off. She doesn't have to EMS coffee. The lady in the park. I just feel like she had a drink. Something is not right. I've watched a little bit of her content. I'm getting a sense that this is not sober content. Allegedly, in my opinion only. I'm sorry. She's just like, I'm looking at her. If anyone's got a big TV, just take a look and see if she looks as red as I think. But everyone uses filters nowadays. So who knows?
If you are just starting working out and you want to work out safely and build your flexibility, I could not recommend this more. It is my favorite thing. I've literally had it for around 10 years. It's still in great shape, so it will work forever. And even if you're not exercising and you just want to get a better stretch, this is your girl. This mat is new for me. I actually was gifted it from PopFlex. I didn't know if I was going to love it, but turns out I really needed it because this is how I protect my knees. Now, using a mat, you can use it for yoga. Sometimes I even prefer to do like my planks and stuff on the floor because I feel like my shoes get a better grip. But what I use this mat for is a lot of the exercise.
Did she know her hair was like all like at the top? Because she's got like millions of followers. I don't know. She doesn't, girl, that's not, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pause her there. I feel like I'm trying to troll this poor woman. I just want her to give a little bit more of a health warning before she just starts popping down on the floor like this with her followers. Some of these people may be brand new to the content. And so I think she just kind of needs to advise people a little better. But she's selling all this equipment, obviously. I'm sure that there's absolutely an affiliate link because we'll take a little peek at her comments at the end because they were complaining about it in the comments of her channel. So I just feel like she's not real. Yeah, the whole thing. It's girl, if you watch any of her content, there is one about snacks I wanted to cover, but I might still try to go to it at some point. And everything is processed in a packet, and everything has an affiliate link, and everything is ridiculously expensive. And none of it would be something that I would recommend to keep anybody healthy. But unfortunately, what we always say in our field in medicine is the things that we recommend to people don't have big marketing teams behind them, aren't necessarily sexy, and don't sell because it's just basic good lifestyle things like good sleep, good healthy, it doesn't mean organic, but just, fruit and vegetables. I think the organic industry has hijacked the word healthy. So people immediately think the word healthy and they think we're talking expensive. And it doesn't have to be expensive. I promise you, I can go to Kroger and I got like a bunch of grapefruits for next to nothing that they bagged off for 99 cents. And they're perfect. They just do it on occasion. I have no shame about buying things that are reduced down. It doesn't bother me because I'm going to eat it up quick. What difference does it make? Anyway, let's go. Why is she lying? I'm kind of worried she's on the floor like this. And let's see if they actually give us the video of her getting up off the floor. Or are they just going to jump cut? I want to see. I want to see her off the floor.
Exercises when I'm on my knees. And what I do is I actually double it over. So instead of having a mat like this.
How come we didn't get to see her getting up off the floor with that equipment? No, I'm not trying to troll you, girl, but don't jump cut like that when you're trying to do an exercise video. That's shame.
I will have the mat like this for extra cushion. Sometimes if I'm really sore, I'll give myself four folds of the mat so I get as much cushion as I can underneath my knee to prevent any pain. I've been doing a lot of work on my knee joints in particular, so I've had less pain recently, but I still have flare-ups, and this is the only way some days that I can do activities on my knees and sometimes even my shins because they can be a little bit sore, especially if I'm inflamed. So getting a good solid mat with some good cushioning, so not something that's straight flat.
Anna, I'm gonna give you some free quick advice. If you're drinking and you have lipedema, alcohol causes inflammation. I don't know if it's just a rumor. We're just laughing, sweetheart. Okay, it's Valentine's Day, and you've been all stressed out, and you did kind of look a little inebriated. It's just in my professional opinion. Anyway. Oh, is that why that hair up like that? Yeah. Let's see you transition up from the floor up to the thing so we can see what's going on, girl. All right, let's continue.
Is really important in just protecting those joints and protecting your knees when doing floor work. This is my newest baby. I'm obsessed with her. This is a TRX, and this is the travel version of the TRX. Now, I got this because I started using the TRX as part of my physical therapy, and I loved what it did in terms of helping me build power and overall physical endurance. And I wanted to be able to continue doing those exercises at home. And honestly, TRX overall is
an orthopedic or a physical therapist. Why would you have? I mean, I'm concerned she was jumping on those knees. Just. I'm concerned that she was jumping. Yes, thank you. Why is she jumping? I have no idea. I guess she thinks it's going to help her burn calories. I would suggest if you want to do that in a pool. I know it doesn't burn the same way, the calories, but just to help you move the joints and get the joints moving, because that could potentially just take out your ankle, Anna. And the trainer who allowed you to land with so much weight on your ankles like that is doing you a disservice. I know you don't want to hear that. And if you're drinking too, girl, I'm going to let you know it weakens the bone. So I wouldn't combine alcohol and weight and jumping if the alcohol is true. You know, I don't know. You can use a peddler. You can do all sorts of things, but alcohol does decrease bone strength. So it would not be advised if she did drink to be jumping up and down like that. I mean, God. TRX. Oh, yeah, you're going to see her go at it, Erica, in just a minute. Yeah. Oh, watch her. She just, yeah. Yeah, you watch it. She's going to go out running in a minute, guys. It gets wild. This video gets wild. And it's not to say that people should not exercise. What I'm trying to just preface is to be very cautious, because a lot of what this person is doing could potentially not be recommended. Especially if you're doing it, you know, and she just doesn't, something is off on her energy. She just doesn't look well. I just would think that if you've been exercising and following a good plan for over a year with all this equipment, all this stuff that she's given persistently, and all these brand deals, because this girl has over 2 million followers on Instagram and over 2 million on, I mean, she's a huge, I mean, comparatively to Amberlynn or Foodie or any of these, her channels are huge, huge. Okay. We're talking, this girl is way larger a content creator, but she seems to have been pretty untouchable because she's so cheerful. But she started to get the way some of these folks seem to get, where she's like out there probably just trying to film some content or something, or potentially she is exercising. But I think she needs to be working with somebody and showing that you can't outrun a bad diet. Absolutely not. Most of us, any of us know, and people used to always say, how do you keep so thin and stuff? Because it doesn't run in my family. I promise you. My mom and my grandma struggled with their weight. It really is. Obviously, you have to be active. The activity doesn't need to be as intense as people think. Walking 10,000 steps, there's a video that's quite interesting. I'm curious to look at it. It showed that literally this lady seemed to get more results from the 10,000 steps than she did from like hardcore exercise. So I'd be curious to look there, because there's obviously a lot of clickbait. So I'm just curious. I do a lot of walking with Junebug, but I'm very specific, not specific, but on the whole, like tonight I wanted to go get, you know, this cookie from a bakery across the street. And I stopped myself because I just ate, you know, some bread and, you know, had a spice burger, and I knew I had an apple. And so I'm just like, you know, I don't need that tonight. I just had 2 beers that are tons of sugar already, and I don't need to add more with a cookie. So I just didn't go, you know? So it is about choices at the end of the day. It really is. And not every, oh, hey, Am. No, oh, what? Oh, Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for just joining us. You just listen on in, girl. We're laughing at whether or not old Glitty's here. All right, let's keep going. We still don't have much longer, and I don't want to keep you guys for too long. We've already been gallantining for a while.
Great way to push your flexibility and your mobility while also protecting your joints when you're a heavier person. It allows you to put some of the weight of your body into your arms, which then reduces the friction and the tension in your legs, which basically just protects your legs. So when I'm practicing things like jump squats and stuff like that, where I want to get the mobility of the movement to warm up my joints, but don't necessarily want to put as much pressure on, the TRX is your like ultimate friend. You can use it anywhere at home. This goes right over the door, and that creates the tension point, and your door frame will support you. Trust me, I did not believe it myself, but it does work. And then you can adjust it to whatever height you need. The one I have comes in a little bag, so I can actually take it with me when I travel. Since running is really important to me right now, and I have some really big goals, I am probably going to travel with my TRX. What that allows me to do is have almost like a complete home gym with me in my suitcase. So this will allow me to do body weight exercises and all kinds of things from beginner to all the way advanced level fitness training with just one item. I would say the TRX is one of the most underrated fitness items out there. In fact, I wish more gyms had this than had like machines, because being able to move under your own body weight is honestly one of the most like empowering forms of exercises there is. And honestly, I would say I've increased my mobility significantly once I started using this in my training, especially my power. I feel like I'm able to like jump higher and push harder since I started incorporating TRX.
I don't know. I feel like her delivery, and we'll keep continuing to listen. It's something about her delivery and how I've usually heard her do her delivery of her videos. She just isn't getting the words out right. Something is wrong. Something a little off. Holy heck, Burgundy buddy. I know. We're all concerned. I'm like half the weight, and I will not do jump squats. I don't know if I'd recommend body weight squats for her. I would, if anybody is a physical therapist or an orthopedic person, knowing she has potentially lipidemia, that if she breaks, yeah, they will show the bullet where, yeah, Team Psych Ward, that we won't see that. Okay, let's keep going. She's almost done, and then we'll take a quick peek. See, she's only got
also, if this feels overwhelming and you're like, how the hell will I use this? There is an app that does show you all types of exercises you can use for TRX. So like, don't stress out so much about not necessarily knowing how to use it. There's a lot of tutorials online. Let me know if you want me to make one. I can show you some exercises I use at various levels if that would be helpful. But there's also apps and other things that can give you tons of movements to do with this TRX. Now we're moving more into things that are focused on making workouts more enjoyable and recovery more enjoyable. So I'm going to show you something that's a little bit gross, but it's important. If you've seen any of my short form content with me running, you will have seen these. These are my Bose wireless headphones. Oh, let me tell you something. These are, I believe, around 10 years old.
Shoot, that's convinced me. I need to put my P.O. box on my channel, man. Dang. I'd love to have Bose send me something. Gosh. This girl has no medical knowledge, no fitness knowledge. She's just basically put on some tacky outfits over the years, from what I could see. I showed my friend today her outfits on my video. My friend was just like, why is she picking those outfits? I said, I have no idea. Oh, yeah. We're going to check out afterwards if she got affiliate links for all these. Hold on. We'll wait. But God, those are
when I got them, they were state-of-the-art technology. It was like a big deal to have wireless headphones, and they were a big purchase.
Oh, they probably sent her that.
I have only replaced just these ear pieces, which I do regularly just for hygiene. You can see the top is literally crumbling. It's disgusting, but they are still good. They are still as good as the day I bought them. These phenomenally hold up through literally everything I've ever done. And I probably will never buy another brand of headphones. If these for some reason break, which I honestly am beginning to believe they're indestructible, because 10 years and they still look so good. And honestly, these replacements were like $10.
All right. Who wants to put a prediction in the chat? as to when Anna is going to need to have a knee replacement. God, I don't mean it like that, but there really are certain times when I, as a previous runner, would not advise that that's a very good plan. I don't think you're getting the calorie burn that you think you are from running. The cardiovascular health, you can do cardiovascular exercises like doing the arm machines that you just turn the arms for 31 minutes, and other types of sitting equipment that will give you cardiovascular health and then will protect your joints. But this is just for show, and you're actually going to harm yourself, sweetheart. I would never advise anybody, and I did work with exercise physiologists and in rehab situations. So it's not like I'm unfamiliar with dealing with larger patients and trying to have them exercise. And I don't think she's getting, if she's trying to run, I don't think she's ever going to be able to burn enough calories for her to be able to negate anything that she's eating. It's not giving her it's running is for cardiovascular. She'd be better off doing assisted weights or dumbbells or something where she's burning, more energy with, that sort of short burst that's needed to actually do weights, and she would get more benefit. But she needs to, none of the things that she's doing are really, in my professional opinion, understanding exercise physiology. It's actually going to help her lose any weight. That's why she's not shifting anything. She's really giving bad advice. This is why you have to be so cautious when you're watching folks like this young lady out here trying to sell you a health story and all this stuff. Life and Vibe, sit and be fit. Right, exactly. She needs to not be doing any of this. I mean, this never talk about treatment for the issues. She's really could potentially hurt herself and hurt other people because she's that running that she's so determined to keep showing. Like I said, she's not doing it enough to and not fast. She don't have running is cardiovascular activity. The reason why you see thin runners is because we know not to carry a great deal of weight as a distance runner, because you don't want to carry weight when you're running distances. Just you don't. It's like you just like the one thing. So it's not, these people aren't skinny because of the running. They're skinny because they run, and they don't want to carry weight because it works against the running to carry that much weight. That's why these guys, some of them have some real eating issues, actually, believe it or not, to stay very thin in order to be able to not carry weight over distance. She's just, that's not how the calories are burnt. You just don't burn enough in running, not for what she's trying to achieve. So she is chair exercise. Yes, I would say if you got yourself some hand weights, 4 to 5 pounds, you don't have to go crazy, and you have want to sit, even YouTube has tons of free upper body sitting exercises. I used to show them to patients of mine all the time, that they could go to Five and Below or somewhere, get some very inexpensive weights, just get used to doing them. They can walk you through a full routine of doing arm weights and so forth, and maybe even some that could potentially involve legs while seated. And you will probably burn more calories from the effort of doing the lifting of the weights than if you were to go out there and run like she is. Because the way the muscles are contracting and having to burn, if you repeat them and actually follow them and do them as they're instructed and follow the correct form and not start out too heavy so you don't injure yourself, then you probably get more burn from that than headed out running. She can't get enough of a speed to even make it enough for her really to burn. She might start sweating. I don't think she's burning the calories like she thinks. Oh, you use free weights, exercise over free weights. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, a lot of exercise bands are good too, because it's less likely to injure yourself sometimes. You get that resistance. The resistance is very good. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why it's so important. Right, you would like to swim or ride an exercise bike. That just makes my knees burn. Yes. Well, that's really the swimming and all of those things are more going to be for cardiovascular strength. So those are going to make your heart strong and healthy and help you maintain good blood pressure. I mean, that's really good that's what cardiovascular exercise is really for heart health. When it comes to really like the calorie burn, and that really is from doing weights and lifting. That's really what's going to give you calorie burn, because you have to give your muscles that short burst of energy in order to perform those movements and lift those weights. And that is going to actually end up, that's why all the bodybuilders consume so much food and stuff, because they really do burn weight way more. So yeah. So her and her running and stuff, this is why it's dangerous. She's not helping people. She's not helping folks.
Link them in case you have them and you're curious where you get them. But I could not recommend these more. I will not buy another headphone because 10 years. I have another item of Pop Flex in here, and this, yes, was gifted to me as well.
Oh!
And I probably never would have bought it myself because I wouldn't have thought that way. I don't love water.
Now, I don't have brand deals and stuff. Obviously, I'm a very small channel. Hopefully getting closer and closer to 2,000 subs, though. But she said she was gifted. So just be cautious when you hear this from these influencers. You know, gifted. Not to say this isn't. I always, recommend drinking water. These types of just enormous sizes sometimes I think are a little exaggerated. I wouldn't take that much water out when I go running. I have a very small amount of water that I take because usually I've already hydrated and stuff pre-running. Yeah. But yeah, just this lady is a walking QVC.
We don't. I need water. Yeah, I've said it. But I need water to recover and feel better. And it's just really important as part of my training to get enough water. And why I like this water bottle specifically, and I'm going to show you.
We don't know if that
this center part comes out, and you can fill it with fruit. And you can fill it with just anything that you want to diffuse the scent into. So like mint, cucumber. I'm probably going to put some apples in here later when I do the workout portion of this video. But you can add flavor to your water using natural things. And it allows you to make water just a little bit more enjoyable. And if you hate water, it's a way to trick yourself into drinking water. Plus, it's one of those Mac Daddies that basically is like, you drink this whole thing in a day and you're good. So usually I'll have this filled. I'll have some kind of fruit diffusing in it.
Anna, you're going to have a tough time selling that, girl, because everyone's just getting Stanley Cups.
And I will try to drink this behemoth in a day. And yeah, some days I do it, some days I don't, but it's nice to kind of also have like little goals. So like on this, it says like 7 a.m. Let's get started. Great pace, incredible job. It's very positive. I like that this bottle does not shame you. But if you get to like 3 p.m. and you're still on 7 a.m.'s water, maybe it's time to have a little drink. I just think it's motivational and it helps me consume more water. It also has this nice plastic layer here at the bottom. Well, not plastic, silicone. The silicone layer at the bottom that just protects it. So like when you have it on rugs and stuff like that, it's not going to poke through the plastic or scratch. It's going to endure. I also like this strap. I feel like I carry it like this, which makes me feel incredibly strong because it's a heavy ass bottle when it's full. But yeah, you don't have to get this brand. There are other brands that make this. I just personally like this one because it has the fruit infuser in it. And not all of them do. A lot of them are just
very well rehearsed today.
This is the last thing we're going to talk about. And this was gifted to me by Jonathan, a true supporter of my campaign to be more physically fit. And this is a massage gun. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a game changer. I have already lost this piece. I do not know where it is. So shout out to me for already losing that one.
Girl, that's what
I like
happens.
this ball
That's
one,
what happens.
and then
you
this
know?
pointed one. And this thing.
That's what happens when you get the exercise equipment out and you've had a drink or the massager out. Gosh, the life of a 2 million sub channel. Hey, she just everything's she can just lose stuff, and the thing I'm trying to figure out is her home looks extremely sparse. It doesn't look like there's like a lot of furniture or warmth in that apartment. I don't know if that's just her filming apartment or is that where she actually resides, because it lacks a lot of warmth. It's very, very sterile, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. When you have a sore hamstring, you just load her up. You hold your little button down.
Oh, great.
Come on. You see that? And then you just go at it. And it hurts. Actually, it kind of hurts a lot. But this is how you help your muscles.
I'm sorry. Does she not realize that that probably wasn't like the place to go to with that thing? Happy Valentine's Day, Anna. Oh gosh, why are you so close to your back side, girl? She's why is she not? You know what? Quick. Somebody, we need to get that affiliate link and get over and get one for Foodie for sciatica, man. Because Foodie would love to get that on her sciatica. I want to see Foodie standing up with that thing, rubbing on and massaging that piriformis muscle in her gluteal area to release that sciatica. Yeah, that's a power jack. She's finally getting some. She's been wanting it. She's a pretty. Why would she go there? Foodie's alone now. Well, we can send her a friend. Let her try to figure out what it is. Anna had to be drinking when she went down. Anyway, all right, guys, that was funny. All right, terrified of injury. Girl, this is the most action she gonna see for the holidays. Don't take him away from her.
Let's break down that lactic acid that water you're drinking is going to flush out and helps you recover. This one has 4 speeds. I love it. There's also an app that my physical therapist recommended that I will link down below that will show you all the different, like, what head you need to use on the gun and how you need to use it to best help your muscle recover. So like if your hamstrings are tight, you can put that in the app and it'll be like, oh, use this head and then go do this, and this, and then switch to the ball head and do this, and this. And prior to that app, I literally just put one of these on there and went to town. And it's way more effective when you know what you're doing. So I'll link the app down below so you can check that out. But this is my new.
I'm sorry. What is she doing on the thing? Yes, Mrs. Morris Reads. Now we know where that head disappeared. Why? I know she's hitting the piriformis muscle, okay? The one that I think Foodie got a problem with. Girl. Why would she? I'm so. I don't know, Desiree. We think she may have been drinking, as you know. I cannot stop laughing so hard. I'm sorry, guys. I'm literally crying over here because that's just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting like SNL sketch vibes, you know? Why? She wouldn't be she wouldn't. She's doing it on purpose. All right, she's almost done. Jeez.
Best friend after working out because I get really.
She just called it her new best friend after working out. Anna, we think it's your best friend, but for other reasons.
Tight buildup in my hamstrings, sometimes in my glutes. This baby has touched my ass. This is sometimes the only thing that'll break it up. I can't afford weekly massages, but I can't afford a half an hour several times a week of really focused time with this to kind of help break up super tight muscles. So if you're going to go hard, get yourself a massage gun.
Somebody says that she likes to make the innuendos. Well, there you go. She delivered. Girl, if you haven't been drinking and doing this, then please, Lord, let me know what's going on with this content. I'm watching 2 million subs. All of these brand deals. What am I doing wrong?
So that is pretty much everything in my home gym. I don't have a ton of things, but the things I have really work for me. They can be expensive. They can be an investment. So I would suggest to start with 1, maybe 2 things that you really need or really feel will benefit you. If I had to make a suggestion of what to start with, I would start with the adjustable weights or the TRX, because using those, you can pretty much get a full body workout in, and you can usually sub a bench for like a chair in most cases, but it's always easier with a bench. There's always more like opportunities with a bench. But yeah, start small and build something you love. And that's what I've done here. And guess what?
I don't even want to know what Anna doing on the bench with the massage gun. I mean,
I work out 3 times a week for at least an hour, and I never set foot in the gym. And I've gotten the same results as people.
3 times a week. That's, that's not enough for somebody in her situation. She should be out at least just light walking every day for 30 minutes minimum. She just, get some really good solid shoes and walk, or walk in a pool every day. She is and saying great results. I think everybody has questioned if they're actually seeing any results on her, because I understand she don't look any more toned than she did a year ago. So yeah, we don't see results. Yeah, we don't see results. We don't receive results. 3 times a week. She's just, yeah, jeez. It's funny because I can only hear it. Basically. The occupational therapy. I'm so glad. Oh my God. Yes, exactly, Desiree. You told us you were going to get a sexual. She delivered us. She delivered for the Valentine. Girl's got other things on her mind. All right, let's finish her out, and then we'll just check her comments real fast and how many affiliate links, and we'll be done.
We do.
We needed this laugh after Foodie, man.
It's been worth it. Also, I think it cost about the same. I think everything all together that I've purchased is about the same price as a year-long gym membership. So that's something to keep in mind too.
That's a lot.
But that, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. Everything is linked down below. I'll check you later. And peace.
Okay. All right.
A lot of you have asked me questions about how to get started working out.
And we already know you already told us. Can you believe this is the person that these people supposedly go to if they have lots of questions about working out? They're going to go to Anna's page. She's blitzed. Yes. Oh, yeah. She didn't pay for any of it. That's why she can't quote the price. She didn't say anything about how much just a year gym membership with Jim. Oh, no. Is that like Planet Fitness on their classic $10 a month membership? Are you talking like Equinox, girl? I mean, who are you talking about over here? Anyway, she has, let's see, 2.1 million subs. She has 651 likes on this from 3 days ago. And she's had less than 10,000 views, which it's always wild to me when you can have 2 million subs on a channel, but you're getting percentage-wise less engagement on your channel than I get from mine. That's wild to me. Like, nobody is looking at this workout equipment because everything she does is like the Stanley Cups contains lead. Oh, no. God, girl. Oh, God. I feel the lawsuits coming. But yeah, so 2.1 million subs. Look at that, guys. But look at the engagement. This is what we always look at, you know, as creators somewhat, is 651 likes. That's very small on almost 10,000 views. And obviously, look at all of this here. Look at all of these links. Just open it up. All of that in blue, it has the clothes are linked. The leggings are linked. These are all affiliate links. These are all things that this Miss Anna makes money on. I was trying to explain to my friend how these people make money left, right, and center. The shorts, this is all affiliated. And then these are all these, you can see all these Amazon, all of this is Amazon affiliated, Apple, Amazon, every single one of it is as Amazon affiliation. She has disclosed it here in her description. So I think now, what did they say in the TOS, Mrs. Morris Reads? Because you have a much bigger channel, and so you probably are much more familiar with terms of service than I am on certain things. I just try to make sure I don't have to do anything. I know you do have to disclose before you put your content up that you have brand advertising in your thing. But she never, except for the bows, she, you know, yes, wow. They do, but it's not in contact with the inside that, oh, sorry, somebody, they were talking about that. Okay. If not, that violates. Right. Well, I don't know, because she said it was gifted to her, is what she was saying. You have to say where you show your product. If she did so, if she did it verbally, she needs to say it verbally too. See, all she said was she's gifted these. That's how she languaged it. Everything, every single one of these was just gifted to her. She didn't do it like some people who really do it like very transparently. Like, I enjoy watching some of like the plastic surgery stuff. I worked in plastic surgery. I find it fascinating. Like the ones that do like, what Hollywood actress had what surgery? Yeah, I kind of get into that stuff. And one of them, like Lori Hill, is like very good about making sure that she's very clear that this is a product, that this is like, if you purchase from her, it specifically helps her out. I mean, like super, super freaking transparent. And I don't know how transparent. How did you feel? She did disclose it was a gift, but also she had a feeling. She did at the very end. She said, if you want to purchase these items, I have a link down below. I don't know if she specifically said it was an affiliate link. She just said she had the links for it down below, and every single one of them is like an Amazon link, as you could see. And that's why it's really important to look, you know, because obviously, you know, though Anna's giving a good message, Anna also has an ulterior motive to get people to sell, you know, purchase this equipment. I don't know how good she was about saying every single item. And there's a lot. So I don't know. She didn't mention like she mentioned, I don't know. She just said, you're very careful. Yes, absolutely. You could really do. I think sometimes when you get as big as her channel, you don't care. All right, let's just see quickly what the comments said. And she even put a gym in here. Whoa, man. I mean, she really does put it out there, doesn't she? Uh-oh. All right. Here's the first comment 3 days ago. It's hard to take any of your suggestions seriously, considering that every single product you ever mention in your videos is part of a sponsorship agreement. And there's like 155 likes on that. And then somebody else said, Anna, I think it'd be highly irresponsible to create a TRX instructional video. You said yourself that you only just started TRX training. So I'm not sure why you think you have enough technique to teach others. They're more than just a couple of straps. You still need to use proper form and movements that won't cause injury, i.e. jumping while holding on to the straps for dear life. You're entitled to not heed the advice of others when it comes to your form and knees, but please don't inflict the same potential damage to your followers. Oh, this is somebody calling her out for her behavior recently, and then we'll finish it out, because this is basically just to give you kind of a sense of how her audience is kind of feeling about her now. She's not, which is why she, I think, does more stuff on like Instagram and TikTok, and then her YouTube content tends to be this sort of stuff. Her audience is smart. Yeah. These aren't fools over here. This lady says, Anna, what you did to that woman on the jogging path was uncalled for and really mean. And I did try to look for like, and not just to steal off of other people's content. I tried to look for them individually on my own. I am not a great sleuth, so I had no trouble. I couldn't find them. But anyway, it speaks more to your insecurities and not to her intentions. Did you ever consider that the woman who spoke to you might be lonely? Perhaps she just wanted to speak to someone for a minute. Did it occur to you that maybe she received encouraging words on the trail once and she thought she would pass it on? Is it possible that she was not focused on your weight, but on your effort? Did it ever occur to you that kindness doesn't always come with an ulterior motive? The world can be harsh and uncaring place. Take kindness where you find it and receive it humbly. Oh my gosh. Anyway. I just wanted to, so that's her latest controversy. So someone said, good job getting out there. Yeah, that was the shaming that she received, because she was a real brat about it. She was. And I was, like I said, I was trying to find the videos that showed her being an absolute brat. But I couldn't find them because, well, I could find them on other reaction channels. So there are other reaction channels that have reacted to her. Not so if you want to, the one that I always like is Chikara. Oh gosh, the bodybuilder reacts. So if you ever look for like bodybuilder reacts to Foodie Beauty or any of those, she did one reacting to Anna getting upset with this lady giving her a compliment, and showed the videos where she's getting really angry and stuff. So if you want to delve into more of that tea with this particular creator, then delve on over there and enjoy that. So she's kind of wild out there, and but anyway, she was a good laugh to have after how depressing Foodie was, man. Gosh, Foodie is I'm gonna have to check out and see in a second, like exactly what other madness that Foodie has been up to. That's what I need to find out. I need to see, is she up to something else that's like super out of control, or what's going on, with her at this moment in time. Influencers get free gifts stuff to promote the products. the links have a code so they get a small. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Chikara Transformations. Yes, she does a really good look at her. Oh, she raged today. Anna or Foodie? I think they're all raging. They're all raging today. We know Foodie raged. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why a lot of times you'll see people who have larger channels will start to have PO boxes so that they, you know, will be sent products to try. And if they like it, they may, you know, have it shown on their channel and let people know that this is a gift and this and that. And they may be able to offer people a discount coupon code if they go to their link and, you know, certain things. There's all sorts of things. It's, you know, so it's the modern way to, you know, reach people. But I think you should always be very authentic. And I think Anna is having a problem with her authenticity, digging her heels in. Oh God, yeah, she's burning down her channel literally at this moment in time. She's like, she's. I tell you, she cannot take the stress on her heart. She just can't. She just can't take the stress on her heart. All right, guys, I'm gonna get this finished out. I hope everyone has a lovely Valentine's tomorrow. Look, I got Valentine bouquet, and I have flowers that were still my original flowers from the original bouquet on the original Foodie arc. Which is an arc. I can't remember which arc, like the not share personal detail arc or the, I can't remember what arc she was. Oh, I'm so glad you're here too. Yes. Oh gosh. Oh, we had a, oh gosh. Yeah. Foodie was depressing. And I'm just glad we finished it out with Anna. Because, oh yes, aren't they pretty? $3.99. Trader Joe's, man. Can you believe how pretty they are? I had some, okay, I had a few little carnations and these little bellflowers were still from an original bouquet that are really getting old now. But I thought they were cute for Valentine's. I always like to bring the flowers out because, you know, I'm always concerned for everybody's health and I'm going to bring flowers for these ladies. All right, guys. I hope you still have followers for that live. Who has? Oh, flowers. Yes, yes, I do. I still have some original, this flowers here, the bell ones, and I think some of the carnations are still original. So yeah, they're out. Oh, the lily's pretty. Good night, everybody. So I hope everyone has a lovely time. If you've not hit the likes or sub to my channel, that's the only thing I'm trying to get to 2,000 by tomorrow night at midnight. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thank you for sharing a pre-Valentine warmer. And Anna just got us all started, guys. So I'm just going to bring in my theme music. We're going to finish it on out here. So I'm just going to say bye-bye. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for spending it with me. I had a great time, everybody. All right. And we'll